Nigel Farage has a talent. Not for football, not for managing constituencies, and certainly not for turning up in Parliament, but for walking into a room, getting his photo taken, and then leaving carnage for everyone else to deal with. This week, that room was Portman Road.
What a lovely welcome to Portman Road, it really is.
By Friday evening, the chairman of Ipswich Town Football Club was sitting in front of a camera apologising. Not to Farage, by the way, to his own fans.
The staff are hurting, elements of the fan base are hurting, and so are elements of our local community. And that upsets me immensely. And for that, unreservedly, I want to apologise and say I'm sorry.
3 minutes of it. 3 whole minutes of a grovelling apology. So, how did we get here? Well, on Monday, Farage turned up at Portman Road, apparently on a private stadium tour. He posed in the dressing room holding an Ipswich shirt with Farage 10 on the back and posted it to Twitter with the caption, "I've never been too bad on the right wing." He also filmed a campaign video at the ground where he announced he was on the shortlist to be Ipswich manager. Then the video cut to Downing Street.
Again to the season for Ipswich, they're really in contention to go back into the Premier League, and let's hope they do it. But if they don't, I think there's the chance here, and I've had a chat with a few people on the manager's job coming up next season, and I'm definitely on the shortlist, but trouble is, there's only one job I'm really after.
It's the moment! The Portman Road train! They are Premier League bound!
What a lovely welcome to Portman Road, it really is.
4.9 million views on that post, which is the entire point. It's not about football, it's a campaign ad filmed at somebody else's ground ahead of the May's local elections. Now, and you might notice this feeling a little bit familiar. I mean, Trump has the MAGA hat, so Farage has the football shirt, because British don't do baseball caps like Trump does. It's the same playbook though, just a different prop. It's relatable to the everyman, the man of the people shtick. Yet, back in 2021, he made a video about England players taking the knee before the Euros, and in it, he had some very firm views about football and politics.
All sporting teams, all sporting events should stay completely out of politics, not get engaged with any political gestures of any kind whatsoever. No good can come of it.
Gareth Southgate, a football manager doing something at a football ground, was, according to Farage, wrong to bring politics into sport. It's divisive, it's out of touch, and he should stick to football. 5 years later, Nigel Farage, a politician doing something at a football ground, filmed a campaign video, held up a shirt with his name on it, and used the whole thing to tease a run on Downing Street. The internet kind of noticed. Right, so back to Ipswich. The club's first response to the backlash was to say that Reform had booked the tour without using Farage's name and that the shirt had been purchased, not gifted. Standard private tour, nothing to see here, could have been anyone. Then The Athletic said that they had proof that Farage had been invited and the shirts were gifts. The BBC confirmed it, and Reform, for their part, said the club had invited them. 3 different versions of events in 4 days. The club also put out a statement, you might have seen it. It said, over the several years, hosted representatives from a range of political parties, and that they remain apolitical. Craig Forrest, who spent 13 years at Ipswich Town as a goalkeeper, responded to that saying, "I don't remember a single politician ever being hosted at the club." By Friday, the chairman had decided the corporate statement wasn't going to cut it. So Mark Ashton sat down for an interview released on the club's own channels, and he did something you don't often see from a club executive. He just kept apologising.
Can you understand that strength of feeling and the anger that supporters are feeling?
Yes, I understand that supporters and elements of the community are angry. I also understand that there are a number of mistruths out there on what's actually happened this week. And I also understand that we have lessons to learn because mistakes have been made which have caused harm and distress to parts of our local community. And as the chairman of the club, I take full responsibility for those mistakes and full responsibility for making sure that those lessons are learned and learned quickly.
That phrase, "a number of mistruths out there," is doing a lot of the work in the middle of an apology. He doesn't say which mistruths, he's just saying sorry unreservedly, while simultaneously reserving the right to disagree with the premise later. That's a very specific kind of hedge, but what he does commit to is this.
How do we do that? How do we learn those lessons?
I think a prime example is the board, full board of directors are now reviewing the policy in regards to how we engage with local politicians, and political parties.
And then he keeps going.
I unreservedly apologise for any hurt, pain, distress that's been caused. But we are better when we move together as one.
And how do we best move forward now?
I repeat, as one, we have to learn our lessons as a football club. The hurt and pain that's been caused this week is felt by myself, people within the club, and we need to stay together as one. There's lots to fight for on and off the pitch as we move forward. And I feel that we've always been better when we do that as one. And we do try to listen to supporters, and we do take on board their feelings and their thoughts on wide-ranging things. And the biggest thing for me this week has been the hurt and frustration that fans have had. And again, I repeat, I unreservedly apologise for that hurt and pain. I'm genuinely sorry.
So here's the thing. Nigel Farage is the MP for Clacton. Ipswich is in Suffolk. He didn't go to Portman Road because he cares about Ipswich Town. He went because there are local elections in May and because a football ground is full of sponsor logos and it's a good backdrop. And 4.9 million people saw his post. Someone at the club said yes, the staff are hurting, the fans are angry, and the chairman spent his Friday evening on camera saying sorry. And Farage, well, he's already moved on, hasn't he? That's the trick, isn't it? He's never has to clean up the mess. It's always somebody else's job.